Okay, Algebra 1. I just have a couple of examples because I did not have the worksheet at home with me, so I can't remember how many different kinds of problems you had. Of course, you can email or text to me if you have questions. I know I already have a few to answer. So, Tawny, if you're at home, just hang on. I will answer you after I get, I'm going to be running an errand here in a few minutes, and I will answer when I get back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do on this first one is move the 4 over to the right side of the equation. So I would add 4 to both sides like this, and that would give me 2/5 x equals 4. And anytime you have a fraction, the way that you get rid of it is multiply by the reciprocal. So we'd multiply by 5 over 2. That would cross that out. Cross that out, leave this just with the x. Multiply this times 5 over 2, which would mean we could cancel that. That would be 2, and 2 times 5 is 10. X equals 10. Remember that if you end up, that's a weird x, if you end up with a fraction answer where, like, say you divided both sides by something and you had 2 over 5 on the right side, that's okay. Just leave it as 2/5. The fraction is fine. 10 over 7 is fine as a fraction. If you ended up with something like 10 over 6, you could reduce that down to 5 over 3, and that would be your fraction. But improper is fine as long as it is reduced. Here is one of the decimal equations, and if you remember, on these we are going to multiply by a power of 10 that would make all of the terms whole numbers. If you notice on this first term, we have 2 decimal places, which would mean we'd need to multiply by 100. All the rest have, these 2 in the middle have 1, and these 2 have 2. So let's multiply everything by 100, or move the decimal point to the right twice on all of them. So this would become 2x. This one would become 30, because we'd have to move it over twice like that. This one would become 20x, excuse me, and this one would become minus 6. And now what we're going to do, here I'll draw my line, is move the smaller x over to the right side. So I'm going to subtract 2x here, and the reason why I move the smaller one is just so we don't end up with negative x's, because sometimes that's unavoidable, but if we can avoid it, let's try it because it's just easier. So 20 minus 2x is 18x, and 18x will bring down this minus 6, and then bring down the 30. And now I'm going to move this x over to the left, or the 6 over to the left side by saying plus 6. Cancels that out. Plus 6 gives me a 36 equals 18x. Divide by 18, like that. And we get x equals 2, and that is your answer. That's all I'm doing. If you have more questions, please email me. I will be happy to answer your questions, and I will see you guys tomorrow.